The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chili. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
Hi, I'm Joe Chili. On this edition of The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise. Have you smiled today? Dr. Kaplansky is back to make sure your smile is bright with his revolutionary dental techniques. As you get older, do you have questions about your health care? The experts from Independent Health are here to give you the red shirt treatment. And it's that time of the year when we look to clean out our home, basement, and garage with Junkluggers to the rescue. That's all coming up on this edition of The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise.
I'm Joe Chili. You can listen to me mornings on The Big Whack. Joining us today on The Big Whack's Buffalo on the Rise is Dr. Kaplansky. How are you today?
Good. How are you, Joe?
Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. You know, one of the things that I noticed when I was prepping and doing some of the research for the show itself is the fact that there are a lot of national firms. There are a lot of firms that come in now and they're advertising in it. And you know, I always wonder, I like to have local people that I can call on. If I have a dentist, I want to go to the same dentist all the time. I don't want to go to, you know, the dentist of the day, right, if you will. So what sets you apart from like the national firms?
Well, absolutely. So there's a big move in dentistry now is to consolidate, and basically dentists are selling their practices to larger companies. They're called DSOs. And most of the offices that you see out there, even though they might say Dr. So-and-so, they actually are part of a huge conglomerate, and it's a big corporate organization where profit is the most important thing. So we are a privately owned, very personable and local dental office. You always see the same people when you come, and we take good care of patients.
What do you think, you know, we know that you're in Gasport, and to some people Gasport may seem like it's a way off or whatever, but you have people from all over Western New York and Southern Ontario coming to you, right?
Absolutely. So Gasport, obviously not the center of the universe, and many people don't even know where it is, but the services that we provide, the process that we invented, and what we do for these patients is so unique that people have absolutely no problem traveling to us from Toronto, from Erie, Pennsylvania, from even Albany.
You say that you can have dental implants in less than a day. Now, is that really true? Less than a day for dental implants?
It does sound sort of magical, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, the process is really unique, and it uses patients' native bone or native tissue, so we don't rely on grafts. And by doing that and placing implants strategically and kind of joining them together with prosthesis as a brace, we can load these implants right away and give people teeth within 24 hours.
How long did it take you personally to get to the point that you are now, to the Teeth Now process?
Well, I've been a dentist for 30 years, and I've been in practice in New York for 25 years. And it's pretty much a lifelong journey for me. And every year I just get better, like that wine or cheese.
And there's nothing up your sleeve, right? I want to make sure we're talking about, you know, a magic here and things like that. It is a revolutionary process. Now, it is, you know, you talk about this happening in less than a day. Yes. Traditionally, when we're talking about dental implants, is it something that can take weeks or a month or whatever?
Traditionally, it can take months, sometimes years. So let's say a person doesn't have teeth anymore, and they have deficient bone. They have not enough bone. they would come to a doctor and they would say, well, you're either not a candidate for a procedure or you will require grafting. So grafting takes sometimes months, sometimes years. Patient doesn't have teeth all that time. They just go in toothless and they're undergoing grafting surgeries. Then after grafting, they would attempt to place implants. A lot of times the grafted bone isn't as strong, so the implants cannot be placed. So then you already wasted a whole bunch of time. You wasted a bunch of money. You had no teeth all this time, and now you're stuck with the denture anyways. So a lot of patients experience this kind of a cycle of okay, I'm not getting anywhere with this. I just spend a lot of time and money, and I'm back to where I was with the denture.
Now, when you're talking about dental implants, because I grew up, not that I have dentures, but I grew up in the age of dentures. And there was, you just see people, corn on the cob, pushing it out of the way. Apples, pushing them out of the way. Caramels, pushing them out of the way. Dental implants, can you eat all those things?
You can eat anything. With dentures, you're relying on adhesive. So a lot of people buy denture glue by a bucket, literally, and they put it in there, and the denture comes loose while they're chewing. They have to reapply the adhesive a few times throughout the meal. Dental implants, the way we do it, pretty much gives you a chewing power when we're done, when the process is all finished. Not only identical to natural teeth, but sometimes even stronger, even better. We measure their bite force, and there's actually an appliance that can measure the bite force. And their bite force is tremendous. They can bite through anything.
I think there are women in my past that really wanted me to fall asleep and then put that adhesive on my mouth so I didn't talk anymore. I don't say that works successfully. Some people are told that they're just not a candidate for dental implants. Well, what's your response to that?
Most of the time we say, yes, you are a candidate. So the way it works again is we place implants into patients' native bones. So most patients that have been told that they're not candidates, the dentist only looks at the area where the teeth would go. We go to the other areas in the face, such as zygomatic areas, which is a cheekbone. There's an area behind the jaw on the upper called pterygoid plate. There's also areas inside the nose that can be used. There's called transnasal implants. So we can do all these things. I'm pretty much the only dentist, the only oral implantologist in this area that is qualified to perform these procedures.
Well, for more information and answers to your questions, contact Dentistry by Dr. Kaplansky by calling 716-772-7500 or go to drkaplansky.com. Promotional and sponsorship consideration provided by the following. I'm Joe Chile. You can listen to me mornings on the Big Weck. Joining us on the Big Weck's Buffalo on the Rise is Kathy Aquino. Kathy's the Vice President of Sales, Medicare Consumer and Small Business Markets. I have to look at Independent Health. I have to make sure I get it all in.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a long one, Joe.
I mean, you've been there for a while, and you've earned all of this.
Sure.
Each and every one of those titles. Independent Health, a name that we're very familiar with in the market. You guys have received awards and acclamations, and tell us a little bit of background.
Yeah, so the history on Independent Health is we began business back in 1980, and we have been insuring individuals and employer groups here in Western New York for almost 44 years. And how we do that, Joe, is behind our tagline of the Red Shirt Treatment. And the Red Shirt Treatment really is a commitment of providing exceptional customer service. And our Red Shirts have been doing that for, like I said, since 1980 and for 44 years. So it's been a great opportunity for us to take care of the individuals for health insurance here for a very long time.
People are going to be asking, the people watching, how many Red Shirts do you have?
Well, we have a little over 1,100 Red Shirts behind the scenes.
1,100?
Yeah. Different offices, work from home.
I feel so bad for people that have to do laundry. I understand that your Medicare Advantage plan have once again received a prestigious award. Tell us about it.
Sure. This marks the third year in a row that Independent Health has received the highest score on the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services. I call it the report card. And behind those 5 stars, 3 years in a row, is the opportunity that Independent Health can enroll Medicare beneficiaries all year round here in 2024. And because we're the only plan here in Western New York that received that 5-star status for 2024, if an individual did enroll in a plan during open enrollment last year, Joe, and now it's 2024, and maybe they're in the wrong plan, they absolutely can come in or call a red shirt, and we can talk to them about the plan they're currently enrolled in and show them the Medicare Advantage plans that Independent Health offers behind that 5-star status and the ability to enroll all year round.
And your public relations manager, his one fear every day when he goes to bed, you know, we've had these 5 stars all this time.
Yeah.
What happens if we lose a star?
Yeah.
How do we, you know what I mean?
It's a lot of hard work behind
a lot
the
of hard work,
scenes.
sure,
Yeah.
and absolutely.
Yep.
And why is that so important? I mean, I think there are a lot of companies around that people get flooded with email, and and even at the enrollment period, because they want to try to see if they can sneak people away from a different thing.
Sure.
So why is this important?
Yeah, I mean, the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services created this 5-star recognition because it's an opportunity for Medicare beneficiaries across the nation to really ask the health plan, how well are you taking care of your customers? And it's about the value, the quality, and the actual performance of that health plan and what they're providing to their customer base. And in 3 main areas when it comes to the health plan receiving those stars is behind keeping their members healthy, behind managing their chronic medical conditions, because people are sick, so the health plan needs to work with their customers and the doctors to make sure customers are doing everything they need to do, take their prescriptions, go to the doctor. And then it's really that overall member experience from the health plan. So just like people, look at the ratings when they're going to reserve a room at a hotel, or if you're buying a new product or service, we all look at the 5 stars, and what did that company get? So being the only health plan, again, here in Western New York that received that 5-star, I encourage people to ask their health plan, well, what's your star status? Because that really is a lot of work behind the scenes to get that highest recognition.
So do you contact the people that you work with and ask for like an exit interview or something every year to say, how are we performing?
Yeah, actually we have to report a lot of our information of how we are taking care of our customers to the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services. So the result of the reporting and the information we provide back to the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services on all of their measurements is what they review and then provide that star status based on the health plan.
Besides the 5 stars, what do you think sets you apart?
The red shirt treatment. I mean, I can't say enough that exceptional customer service. When you enroll with your health plan, Joe, you want to make sure that when you call them, they're picking up the phone timely and they're giving you that accurate answer. Everyone's busy. Insurance can be very complicated. So providing that excellent customer service is at the core of who we are at Independent Health.
What kind of plans and benefits do you offer?
Sure. For 2024, we still continue to offer our 0 premium plans, and that is with prescription and without, depending on the person's needs. In addition, we are providing a new $10 PPO plan, and that is ideal for our snowbirds who probably aren't here right now, and they're down south, and they leave Western New York for 5 to 6 months, but that ensures that they have coverage when they're outside of the Western New York area. In addition, again, I repeated earlier, that ability to continue to help our customers maintain and stay healthy. By doing that, we provide $0 co-payments within our plan. So for their routine eye exams, for their routine dental, gym membership is at a 0 cost. In addition, we did include up to $2,000 in dental benefits for covered services, because good dental health leads to good medical health. So again, for 2024, we have a plan pretty much to meet everyone's needs.
And how would someone go about joining Independent Health if they're watching today and they say, my plan doesn't sound like it's so good compared to this,
Sure, they can visit one of our Medicare information centers that are open all year round, Joe, located in Cheektowaga, in Williamsville, Orchard Park, and in Jamestown, Lakewood area. Or if they can't get into a Medicare information center, definitely give us a call. Our call center is open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 635-4900, and talk to a red shirt.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy Aquino.
Sure.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Independent Health by calling 716-635-4900 or go to independenthealth.com. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment provided by the following. Joe Chili. You can listen to me mornings on the Big Weck. Joining us today on the Big Weck Buffalo on the Rise is Eric Conrad from Junkluggers. Eric?
Joe, how are you?
I'm good, and you doing well today?
Doing fine, sir.
That's good. I want to mention something right off the bat, and I'm very impressed and I'm pleased for you about this. I see that you were named the best junk removal company in the United States by U.S. News and World Report.
Yeah.
Who did you have to pay for that? No, I'm just kidding.
Long list of donors, right? So it was a distinction that got handed down in the end of 2023. Great way to finish out the year. They had ranked a number of services in our category, and we were distinguished enough to earn the top spot for overall service, and it's based largely on our record for eco-friendly removal, right? So we're very focused on environmental safety precautions and landfill diversions and things like that. Overall value of the brand and just dedication to our mission. So,
when you mention that, I think we should probably explain a little bit further in the fact that a lot of people will say, junk removal places, just take it away and put it in a landfill. Mm-hmm. You're very particular about this. You work with different companies so you can donate, hopefully reuse some of these items, right?
Yeah, for sure. So what we like to do when we take possession of some of these items from their home is to determine what's going to have a second life with another charity. We partner with Habitat for Humanity, who comes on a weekly basis and will take furniture from our warehouse based on things that they feel have a resale value and can support their mission. And we also work with Goodwill of Western New York. We give them furniture as well, but more so we will donate household items like your pots and pans, your tchotchkes, housewares, clothing, textiles. Those types of things are important to their mission as well. So between the two top charities in the area, we're able to really rehome quite a bit of stuff that we take out of people's homes.
Are you limited? You mentioned items that are in the home. Mm-hmm. What about items that are maybe outside the home?
Yeah, for sure. This time of year, we're going into spring season, and we kind of have an opportunity to start helping people with their yards. So if you've got an above-ground swimming pool that is no longer of use, we can disassemble that and haul it away for you. We can do play sets that your kids don't play on anymore, or if you've got a shed that's starting to dilapidate or rot out from the inside, or the roof has holes in it or so forth, we're able to dismantle that and haul that away for you as well. So that's part of our offering. Our garage cleanouts are big in the summertime as well. So if you've got things that have accumulated in your garage and maybe this winter you weren't able to park your car in a garage because of that, we can alleviate that for you.
When I was growing up, my parents and the meter readers used to come around, used to put a safety line on them to go into the basement so they could find their way back out again. So what about pricing? I mean, this is something that people viewing right now are going to say, how does the pricing of this work?
Yeah, so it all depends on what we take out of your house. We have a full truck price that tops up at around $695. We have half truck pricing, depending if we only fill half the truck. We can bring it right down to a single item if you need to. So it's staged and it's fractional. We do it at 1/8 of a truck increments. So we're able to service just about any budget in that respect.
When you start talking about furniture, and if it's something that you can recycle or whatever, what's the determination? I mean, sometimes furniture is worn, mm-hmm. Or it's, some furniture, I'm sure like bedding and things like that, maybe people don't want to reuse.
Yeah, so bedding is a tough one. Ever since COVID, we've really kind of clamped down on what donation centers will accept bedding. A lot of times we can use the bed frame, the footboard or the headboard. Just sort of depends on whether or not it's in good shape and if the charity is willing to accept it. Mattresses we can recycle, certainly. There is a slight fee for that because we pay to have those recycled as well. But we are able to take those if that's something you want to rid yourself of. And furniture that's in the home that may be a little bit worn, generally speaking, we could have somebody who's an expert at upholstery give an idea of how much it would cost to have it reupholstered, or even just small tears and holes in the fabric. We got a guy here locally in Williamsville that has a great business doing that, so we can talk to him about whether or not it makes sense for that particular piece. And sometimes the charities will use those types of services as well. and they'll be accepting of it. And if they're not accepting of it, we'll certainly take that off your hands. It's just got a different destination in the end.
And what about some of the smaller things? You have a couple of minutes left. Knickknacks, glassware, things like this.
Yeah, knickknacks and glassware certainly will be taken. I mentioned before, Goodwill, Western New York is a good destination for those types of things. You know, people tend to have holiday decorations, snow babies, and all kinds of Christmas tchotchkes. Those are things that are always found in basements and are always generally accepted for donation, certainly around that time of year. And then if you got other things in the house, your dishes and glassware and things like that, they could be turned in for donation for people of lesser fortune.
And how much notice do you need to get something done?
Yeah, really, we can generally get out to you same day. So if it's a project that you want to tackle on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday or any day of the week for that matter, you can call our number. We can get you on the schedule. We're operating several routes in the area. We service everywhere from Lakeview to Lewiston. So anywhere in the greater Western New York area that's within about 45 minutes from the airport, that's all inbounds for us.
All right, that sounds very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Joe. Thanks for having me.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Junkluggers by calling 1-800-LUG-JUNK or go to junkluggers.com/Buffalo. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
Thanks for watching this edition of the Big Wack Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigwack.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to the Big Wack, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big Wack Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.